¿Qué onda? And welcome back to the channel. My name is David. Today we're back in downtown LA. I know I'm getting repetitive with the locations. It's either downtown LA or Pasadena, but you know what? We're in a freaking pandemic, so bear with me, folks. I'm kind of trying to make the best out of a bad situation. Today's camera is the EOS RP, one of the most underrated full-frame cameras, I think, from 2019, and the RF 85mm f2. And that's the thing, when I say underrated, like the EOS RP is actually not a bad camera. It's just a lot of people shit on it because it can't do XYZ things that, like, say, Sony, Nikon, or some other Canon cameras can do. But it's a full frame camera for $1,000, and it's fantastic. It's like one of the smallest full frames I've ever used, and I enjoy using it. I've shot with it for professional work, like at weddings. I've never had an issue with it. I think it produces some great images depending on the kind of glass you put on up in front of it. It's kind of like a good beginner camera, you know, if it's your first full frame camera. You know, it also takes 1080p video really well, so it's a good YouTube camera. The 4K is garbage because it goes to contrast detect autofocus and it crops by like 1.7. I don't know why Canon keeps doing that, but other than that, great camera if you understand what some of the limitations are. And also, having the best spec'd out camera doesn't always necessarily mean that you, the person behind it, will be a better photographer or videographer, because you might not use it to the full capabilities. So rant aside, you know, that's kind of like my 2 cents on it. But anyways, gear aside, let's get to talking about photos, because that's why we're here. So this photo right here, I like the repeating pattern I got out of the stairwell. And obviously I kind of had to go for this angle and settle because I was shooting with an 85. So that's one downside about using a tight lens when you're trying to get close-ups. It is a macro lens, so it isn't the fastest to focus, but you are able to get some close focusing capabilities. So if you had the regular 85, let's say the 1.2 or the 1.4, you would still have to stand quite a while back to get a good composition. But with this one, you could actually kind of get in there because it's, again, a macro. It's a 1.2, not a 1:1, but it's still a macro. I like this photo just because leading lines straight to where the tree and the window are. I thought it looked pretty cool. I'm not really accustomed to shooting at sunset anymore. I used to back in the day. So my colors are kind of all over the place because I was trying to cool it down, but also not warm it up because I'm not a huge fan of warm colors. I like cool tones in my photos, but that's the downside about using your own presets. It's like you kind of get used to editing in one particular way or shooting at a particular time of day, and those settings may not necessarily work in this kind of environment where I'm shooting at like closer to the evening. For this shot, I really like the little painting on the, I guess that's like an electrical box, and the scooters. It's just very LA. But for this photo, I see this gentleman walking. He covers his face because I think he saw me like taking this picture. I kind of like the way he was standing. But yeah, like I try to be very discreet when I'm taking photos because I don't like it when I'm spotted, just because I feel like it kind of kills the organicness of the photo. Also, if you can tell, it's fucking windy, and I had the windbreaker on, so it was fun. I like to shoot in weird weather for some reason. For this photo, I love the depth, the sense of depth and scale that you get, and also the just repeating patterns on the windows. I guess that was a stairwell. It was pretty cool. I love it. I decided to take the ND filter off here because, you know, I was losing daylight, and there's really no point to have one on now that the sun's setting. I like this photo too just because it's the crowd getting off the bus. Kind of gives you the sense of a busy downtown evening. And that's, again, the one reason I like to shoot with tighter lenses, is because even if it's not super busy, you're able to create that illusion of busyness because of the compression that you would get from tighter focal length. This photo is actually another good example. You know, with the taxi, the person walking by, and everything, everything's kind of just brought in together, and you get that sense of busyness without it being busy. But yeah, for this one, I just kind of fired from the hip. See the gentleman, I think he was eating a burger, so he was kind of just chilling there. Really like the colors I got out of that. For this photo, I see the the palace sign lit up. Again, a lot of these signs I haven't seen on before because I'm always out midday, so it was kind of cool to see how, you know, the foreground palace only had the PAL lit, and then the other one had the C that was out, so it was kind of cool. For this shot, just lady in the white waiting for the bus. Nothing special. I like the tones I got out of it. Also, it's nice when you shoot people that are wearing white clothes or driving white cars, because it's super easy to set your white balance afterwards. For this photo, absolutely love this. This is probably my favorite one from the night. Just the bus whizzing by, the gentleman just standing there. And I guess if I had to come up with a story, the guy's shirt or jacket said "fishing for time," I believe, or something akin to that. And with the bus whizzing by, it was kind of just very synonymous with that idea of, like, you know, life kind of just goes on by, and before you know it, you're old. As I say, you know, I say that as if I'm like older than I am. I'm gonna be 33 in April, and yeah, I'm still a baby according to a lot of people. This one, I love this lady. She just looks baller with her freaking white hat, her red suit, and her suitcase, just chilling. I love it. I like seeing people like kind of dressed up like that. It's always fun to see the different outfits and kind of the styles that tourists bring. For this photo, very New Yorky. You know, the lady walking, checking her phone, the cars in the distance, just nicely blown out background. I love it. That's the one thing I do like about the 85 f2 is that it's sharp at f2, but it's also very slow to focus because it's a pseudo macro lens, and it's using the STM motor and not the USM motor found in some of Canon's L series lenses, so it's a little slower. But if you're able to understand some of those limitations on some of the equipment that you have, you are still going to be able to produce great looking images, so long as you don't try to make it do something like shoot sports, where you know you're for a fact that's not going to grab focus quite as fast as something else. This photo right here, I try to do some leading lines. I like shooting against this particular area just because the way that the bus looks and everything looks awesome every time I'm out here, whether it be midday, overcast, or like tonight. It just looks really good. But yeah, just kind of making my way through downtown, nothing crazy. I didn't do a whole lot of photos just because I don't like to be out in the evening with expensive equipment, so I kind of just kept the video short today. This guy's total hype beast, just chilling there. And remember how I said that the 85 is a macro lens? Well, I'm actually able to get kind of closer to certain things, and you know, there's a good example of me getting close to my subject, but still having enough distance to acquire focus, because if it was the other 85 millimeters or something tighter, it wouldn't let me. This one, I'm getting kind of like Born Identity vibes. I don't know why. I think it's just because the guy's running and the camera is kind of angled. You know, and just seeing him running, I don't know, it's just like Born Identity. I have never seen any of the movies, but I remember seeing a lot of the posters where it had Matt Damon running. So that's kind of like why I associated it with it. I don't, again, never seen the movies. Probably should change that, but it looks cool. And over here, I see this gentleman on the left side in the yellow, kind of just strutting his thing, walking with pride and confidence, and just really like the way I got him just walking. Like, look at me walking, folks. Like, he's making it known that he's walking. And for this photo right here, what better way to end the video with a picture of mastered Ultra Instinct Goku? Because, I mean, come on, it's Goku, Dragon Ball man, all day, every day. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, double click the thumbs down button twice. It really works. Trust me on this. Subscribe if you aren't already. Follow me on both of my Instagrams, at Delo Visuals and at Delo's Urban Life. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, I cannot talk today. And remember, be badass. See you guys. Peace. I like your hoodie. Eagle Fang Karate Man. Fuck yeah.